Shabbat Shalom. Let's sing together. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom. Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat 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 Shalom. Here we are together magically through the internet, and we're together. So let's light the candles, and I hope that you'll bring in the light along with me. I like to bring once for every day of the week, 7 times. Sometimes I do 7, sometimes 3. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Shalom Aleichem Malachei Hasharet Malachei Elyon Lai 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 Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Boachem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Barchuni L'Shalom Malachei HaSharet Malachei Elyon Lai 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 Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu Tzedchem L'Shalom Malachei HaShalom Malachei Elyon Mi Melech Malachei HaMelachim HaKadosh Baruch Hu. Blessed are you, you angels, you ministering angels, serving the King of Kings, the Holy One of the Most High. Come in peace, you angels, and bless us with peace. And when you depart, may you depart in peace. So we have the angels with us for Shabbat. And here comes the bride. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. שמור וזכור בדיבור אחד, השמיענו אל המיוחד, אדוני אחד ושמו אחד. לשם תפארת ולתחילה, לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לקראת שבת לכו ונלכה, כי היא מקור הברכה. מראש מקדם נסוכה, סוף מעשה במחשבה תחילה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. התעוררי, התעוררי, כי באורך קומי אורי. אורי, אורי, שיר דברי, כבוד אדוני עלייך נגלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. We'll rise and face the door because she's coming in. The bride of Shabbat is coming in. בואי ושלום עטרת בעלה, גם בשמחה ובצהלה. תוך אמוני עם סגולה, בואי כלה, בואי כלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. לך דודי לקראת כלה, פני שבת נקבלה. Rouse yourself, for your light has come. Awake, awake. Arise and send forth a song, for the glory of God upon you is revealed. Wake ourselves up, because the glory of God is all around us, and it's within us, and our own bodies are miracles of God. The glory of God upon you is revealed. Amazing verse. Okay, we'll come to our Shabbat Psalm, Psalm 91. The righteous shall flourish like palm trees, grow tall like cedars in Lebanon. Rooted in the house of Adonai, in the courtyards of our God, they'll bear fruit. Still fruitful in old age, fleshy and fresh they will ever be, proclaiming that Adonai is just, our rock, in whom there is no wrong. Tzadikata yifrach ke'erez bavanon, yizkei shetulim b'vet Adonai b'chatzrot Eloheinu yafrichu od yenu seva deshenim verananim iu lehagid ki yashar Adonai tzuri velo avlatabo. This week in the Torah, we're still in the book of Deuteronomy. Moses is still talking, trying to impart to us how important it is, these ideas, these values, these 40 years that we've wandered in the desert, what we've learned during that time. He's imparting them to you. And the little piece that I want to share with you this week, a little piece of wisdom. Moses is talking about attitude. He does say, and I can't entirely agree with him, I have to say, that if you do all these things and follow God's ways, all goodness will happen for you. And if you don't, all kinds of bad things. We know the world's a little more complicated than that. But there's this one piece that I think is really, really valuable and is true. It is true. And I'm going to read to you from the Torah. Take care, lest you forget Adonai, your God, and you don't observe his commandments, his ordinances, and his statutes, which I command you today, lest you eat and be satisfied, and you build good houses and settle, and your cattle and your flocks increase, and you increase in your silver and your gold for yourselves, and everything that you have will increase. And your heart will become haughty, and you will forget Adonai, your God, who took you out of the land of Egypt from the house of slavery, who led you through the great and awesome wilderness. I'm skipping a little bit. And you may say in your heart, my strength and the might of my hands has made me all this wealth. Then you will remember, Adonai, your God, that it was God who gives you strength to make the wealth in order to establish, why did God do this? In order to establish his covenant that he swore to your forefathers. So the idea here, I think, is one of how we have the choice of how we orient our attitude, where we can feel a certain entitlement. Well, I did this, I worked hard, and I got all this stuff, and I succeeded, and I did it by my own strength. And we're forgetting that our strength, our talent, our brilliance, whatever brilliance we have, is a gift of God, is a gift of God. And rather than feeling entitled and haughty, that instead a better way to be is humble and grateful. People who feel entitled when something difficult happens, they say, why did this happen to me? I don't deserve this. Well, that may be true. And neither did many, many, many other people for whom bad luck happens. They didn't deserve it either. Life isn't fair. But if we choose, and we have the ability to make this choice, if we choose instead to focus on the gifts we've been given, on the blessings that we have received, when a time comes that something bad happens, we'll say, this is very bad, and I'm suffering, and I don't like it. But this is not the totality of my life. It wasn't meant that I should not suffer and other people should. That's not the way it works. I have to remember the blessings in my life along with the suffering. I think that's what this little piece of Torah can help us with today. Now, Moses was talking to the people who had gone through great suffering in the desert, in the wilderness, and he reminds them of all their rebellions over and over again. But he says, don't focus on that. Focus on the fact that you got manna from heaven when you thought there was nothing to eat, that God made water come from the rock when you thought you had no water, and God will take you to the promised land. That's what Moses wants the people to remember. So my blessing for you this week, this Shabbat, and ever after is, I know I say this all the time, but we have to be reminded, don't we? That's why we have tzitzis. That's why we have fringes and wear a kippah and light candles and say the blessing on the mezuzah, because each time we have to remember the practice of living this life with humility and holiness is, and the secret is gratitude. Gratitude. Focus on your blessings and you'll feel good. It's magic. It's not magic, it's God, okay? Oh, say shalom bimromav, u'ya'aseh shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, ve'imru, amen. Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, Ya'aseh shalom, shalom aleinu, ve'al kol Yisrael, v'yimeru, amen. And when we focus on our blessings, and we have so many, we have some to give away to others, right? Blessings of wellness for people who are, maybe it's hard for some people at this time to remember their blessings, okay? That they've, maybe they're in a place of suffering, and we need to lend them some of our blessings until they get to a place where they can feel their own again. Bring them to mind and say their names, and we'll include Rivka Spiegel. And I'm sure there's many other people at Rhoda Goldman Plaza who could use some strengthening of our love and our blessing and our prayers for wellness. So say their names. Mi sheberach avotenu mekor habraha lemotenu. May the source of strength, who bless the ones before us, help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing. And let us say, Amen. sheberach imotenu mekor habraha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen. We'll continue with remembering those who have died, either recently or if this is the anniversary, the yahrzeit of their death. And again, we want to mention their names. That's our way of physically, actively remembering them, is saying their names. And we'll continue with the Kaddish. Yitgadal v'yitkadash shemei Rabbah ve'alma divrach chirutei v'yamlich malchutei v'chayechon uvyomechon uv'chayei d'chol beit Yisrael ba'agala uvizman kariv ve'imru. Amen. Yehei shmei Rabbah mevorach le'olam ul'almei almaya. Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitromam v'yitnaseh v'yithadar v'yitaleh v'yithalal shemei d'kudesha b'richu le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata tushbechata v'nechemata damiran v'yama v'imru. Amen. Yehei shlama Rabba min Shemaya, v'chaim aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'imru. Amen. Osei shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu v'al kol Yisrael, v'al kol yoshvei tevel, v'imru. Amen. We lift up our glass, make it Shabbat a little special, a little more special. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kitshanu b'mitzvotav v'ratzavanu. Shabbat kadsho be'ahava v'ratzon hinchilanu zikaron l'ma'aseh v'reshit ki hu yom techila l'mikra'e kodesh zecher l'tziachat mitzrayim kivanu v'chata Ve'otanu kidashta im kol ha'amim v'shabbat kodshecha be'achava uv'ratzon hinchaltanu. Baruch atah Adonai mekadesh ha'shabbat. Amen. L'chaim, l'chaim. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, hamotzi lechem min haaretz. Amen. Shabbat Shalom, everyone. Do take some time this Shabbat for your own prayers. Just open your heart and start speaking out loud to God in a private place. And just see what comes out. Things might surprise you. Try it. Couldn't hurt. All right? Bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam, bim bam, bim 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 bam, bim 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 bam. Shabbat shalom, Shabbat shalom, Shabbat 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 shalom, Shabbat shalom. Shabbat Shalom, Shabbat, 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 Shabbat Shalom. A Shabbat of peace. Blessings to you, and I'll see you next week. Shabbat Shalom.